Greetings. I am the doctor, and it seems like some of our little friends have started without me. Sunflower, Princess Posy, and the Mothman. So what's all this? Why are there all these flowers scattered around? Oh. They have grown tired of winter. Well, technically, winter has barely started. It runs from December through January and February, at least where we are. Is that... Why do we have to have seasons? Well, everywhere has seasons, even around the equator. Because, the Earth is a ball, and it tilts. It's a tilted ball. And also, as it goes around the sun, it doesn't go in a perfect circle. It goes in an ellipse. So sometimes it's closer to the sun, and sometimes it's farther away from the sun. Oh, that's not what you mean. You want to know why we have to have winter. No, I was explaining that. It's because, well, we are north of the equator, and the sun and the Earth will tilt away and tilt forward, and no, we're not moving to the equator. We would still have seasons, even if we wouldn't have snow. But, well, we did pass the solstice back on December 21st, so the days are getting longer. It won't be particularly noticeable for a month or two, but that is what happened. But you're saying that you can't wait for spring. Well, I can't make spring come sooner, but I do have plenty of footage of, spring and summer gardens that I took last year. Let me find Ira. He will help me. There, Ira. Can you pull up the... Yes, I think it was the Rosetta McLean Gardens that I had taken a lot of footage of back in the summer of 2023. And I haven't used on the show yet. Alright, can you help me find that? Alright. Let's watch that then.
I filmed this before I had a camcorder. This was all shot with the video function on my camera. It hasn't got autofocus, and I'm not using a tripod. This was taken in summer rather than spring, but it's flowers anyway. Let's do a rainbow of flowers, starting with red. This is... I don't know what it is. A peony, maybe. I think they're the ones with the very round buds. This is orange. Even though the gardener was with me on this trip, we were not always together, so I couldn't ask her the names of things. Anyway, I like how this one seems to have more tiny flowers ringed around its center, though I expect those are more likely stamens or something. It has been a long time since my last botany class. At least I can recognize a rose. What kind of rose is it? Yellow. I have a hard enough time identifying flower types, let alone species and cultivars. Green I will skip, since there aren't any green flowers here, and every picture has greenery. Alright, I had no blue flowers from this trip either. These are forget-me-nots from the castle's garden, and I already used this clip back when I did the Backyard Flowers in Spring episode. These are purple, and again, I know no more about these flowers than that. All I know is that I was trying to film a bee that had been on these flowers, and who had decided to be shy the instant I pointed my camera at her. And there she is in the background. And if you thought those flowers were more pink than purple, here are some fully pink ones to prove you wrong. Possibly these are roses? I remember that they were near the rose section, at least. There were more than flowers at the gardens. Here was a cardinal, who didn't seem too worried by us as long as we kept our distance. I recall there was also a hummingbird that day, but I was unable to get a shot of it. They're very fast. Squirrels are ubiquitous in the city. This one lost interest in me when it realized I was not going to feed it. This squirrel felt safe in its tree and refused to turn around for me. And here is a gray squirrel, just for variety. I feel that any outing where I manage to film a chipmunk is a successful outing. They're very fast and wiggly, and rarely hold still for long enough to focus on them, let alone get any decent footage. And there he goes. And now, the insects. I managed a brief film of this monarch butterfly. And there were bees. I'm very fond of bees, though I can't tell you the exact species of this one. Bee species are very hard to tell apart, even for experts. It is a bee, and that is good enough. Here is a brief shot of a bumblebee. And here is an interesting one, the metallic green sweat bee. Look at all the pollen on her legs. And did you know that of April 2018, the metallic green sweat bee was declared the official bee of Toronto?
Well, there. Did that make you feel more like it's spring? Suppose not. Just looking at pictures isn't going to make you feel like it's spring yet. I do have another idea, Ira, if you would help. Just need to get something. Something that was given to me many years ago by a friend. It's a green screen that I've never gotten around to using. So let's see. I can Get this hooked up. Not a lot of space to maneuver back here. The dungeon, it's not very big. Quite right. There we go. All right. Hopefully that will there. Maybe if we use the green screen, we can feel more like you're in the picture. See how that works. Ira, give us some backdrops. And yes, that's very nice. Little bee flying through the flowers. And these are very large flowers. There. Does it feel more like springtime? Yeah. These giant sleeves catch on everything. There. Hopefully your greens don't vanish. Mothman, would you like to be in here? There we go. Mothman, you can fly through the giant flowers. Suppose if I had green gloves, I could make it look like you were flying without my help. But there would still be a shadow. Here you go. Hold all three of you. So that we can all be in our giant garden. I suppose everything's giant to you blob plushies, but this is giant even to me. And I suppose you could use the green screen for all sorts of things. You could have a giant chipmunk or a giant squirrel, but right now, giant flowers will be enough. There. So is that a little better? You can pretend that you're out in a garden? Okay. Well. Now, Ira and I will just leave that running for you then. You can have a little springtime in January. You might be wondering where our little Mac is today. Now, it turns out that he found the bag that I keep my robe in, and he is keeping it warm for me. Yes. I suppose that I will have to be the doctor for a little longer today, since I cannot put my robe away. Mer. Okay, you can go back to your little hiding spot.